Hey everyone, welcome back to Beekeeping with Natalie, or welcome to if you are new. It's a little bit messy right now, crazy, got a lot going on. This happens every single year. Everybody's always, absolutely surprised by how strong the bees are, and they're about ready to swarm, and it's a mess. And so we're figuring it out though. And so I have these 4-way pallets that we put some splits on. They're just the Pro Nucs. We just put them right on top of the 4-way pallet, and that way they're just ready to go right into a box when they get full. And so they are ready to go into a box. It's honestly only been a couple weeks since we put them in here, and maybe like 1 or 2 weeks since we put the queen in here. So she should be laying and ready to go. I've been checking all of them. This one right here has a mark on it because she's a virgin. It looked like they might have made them their own cells. I'm not exactly sure, but there is a queen in there, and so we're good to go on that one. So I'll come back and check them, but they were definitely ready to go into a 10 frame. And then these 3 right here were just full and ready, and so I went ahead and marked the queen. This year is red, but we're using pink because we're different. I don't know. It was my dad's idea. He likes the pink better, and it's kind of harder to see the red a little bit. And so anyways, we're going ahead and marking them with pink. I think it looks better, honestly, and you can see them a lot easier too. So that one is already, they're gone. I'm guessing they absconded or something because there was no bees left behind at all. But you can see we went ahead and opened them up and took the frames out because we needed them. And yeah, so I've done this one so far, and then I have these 2 left. There was an idea that that one might be queenless, which it's okay if they are. It's always, it's really going through and checking to see if the queens went and got mated and came back and started laying. Not all of them are gonna take, but that's all right. I'm sitting on a box also just because it's so hot and we've been up here for a while, so I'm just a little bit tired at this point. But right here is the nuke. And so they've got 5 frames in here right now. You can see they have a foundation frame, they've got a few frames of brood, some food and stuff like that. And so we're gonna go ahead and put them into a 10 frame because they are ready. And at the flow that we're having right now, it's really good. We have some black locust right now that's just going crazy. And so with that, we wanna make sure that we are giving them room to fill up and build up. And so we're gonna put them in a 10 frame. And soon enough, they will probably be in a double. If you have some really strong nucs, they can actually make honey the year that you get them. At least that's what we've found out last year. We had a nuc that was just like a couple nucs that were just really good and really strong. And so they were able to make us some honey that year. And so these girls might be able to, honestly. So I just pulled this off, and then I put one of our wax dip boxes on here. So this is a 4-way pallet. If you've never seen one of these, it's basically where the bottom board is built into it. So this is all one big piece. And so they have like these little clips right here. And so you just put the box right down in there and they stay in place. They don't move. They're really nice. We like them a lot. We'll probably use them a little bit more. I'm really not even using that much smoke because they're pretty nice right now because there's that flow going on. A couple weeks ago when we were checking hives, they were not nice, and I was really worried that we had a ton of mean bees, but it's just because we were in a dearth and there was nothing there, so they were just mean. So this is just a foundation frame. So I'm putting everything into this 10 frame the way it was in this nuc, and so this frame is gonna go right next to this frame, so I don't really want to mess too much up. I'm gonna keep my eye out for the queen also. So they are filling this up. Got some bee bread in there also. More pollen, that looks great. And then this frame looks like it's a brood frame. It wouldn't be from her though, it was the frame that we put in here. These girls were, I think, the 2nd round of grafts that we did, so they're like basically just now starting to lay. And so I am definitely checking to see if there are eggs in here. All right, so there she is. She looks nice. These queens are a little bit lighter because these were from Corey Stevens. He had some of those blondies, so we grafted off of that one. And so they're a little bit lighter, which is perfectly fine. And so what I like to do when marking the queen is I grab her by the wings, like this, and then I grab her thorax. I don't want to touch her abdomen at all. Hopefully the lighting's working. Got some colorful nails on right now, so hopefully that's not messing anything up. Then I just take my marker here and give her a little dot, just like that. All right, so I'm putting her into a queen cage now. I didn't have one, but my mom did. So putting her in there just to let her dry a little bit, because if you don't, sometimes, not all the time, but they will just completely clean off that mark that you put on there. So I'm going to set her there and then continue putting these frames in here. So there is like a little like plunger thing that you can get to mark your queens. I think you can get them from like Man Lake. There's a few different places. And it makes it a lot easier to mark the queen if you don't want to use your hands. There's a ton of pollen in here, bee bread, got some funky comb over here. I don't know why they do that, but. So this is just a full-on food frame. So I'm going to put this right there. And then we're going to do some foundation. So foundation is going to go on the outside here, and then I have some food frames from a dead out this year. I don't know exactly what happened. They honestly might have just absconded. I'm not exactly sure. But there was some really nice food frames here. So these are pretty heavy and full, and so I'm going ahead and giving them this just because I want to make sure they have plenty of food. And we just had it, and so we want to go ahead and just get rid of it and put it in a hive that needs it. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I have 2 foundation frames that I'm going to put here. And then I will shake what's in here. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a ton of bees down in here. So I just shake them off because I know, so far I found every queen. You don't always, but I know now that she is in here, and so I can just shake that, and that's clean and ready to go. And then we just put these little pieces. If you don't know exactly how a Pro Nuke works, it comes in with these 2 pieces right here that go here as your frame rest, basically. I just put them right back in here, and then we just stack the boxes, or the Pro Nukes, on top of each other. They go stack really nicely, and so they've gotten into here already. But we're gonna go ahead and let her go. All right, we had some technical difficulties with the camera. She went down in there, good to go. She's got a nice mark on her, she looks great. And now we just put a lid on. I gotta go grab one though. We're putting all bucket lids on these because we're really liking using buckets, and so I'm gonna put that on, and that's all we're doing today. So I'm gonna check out this one now, see how they're looking. If they don't have a queen, then we'll end up combining them, or we will find a queen for them. If we have any hives that are swarming and have some queen cells, we can also use those for our nukes if they need a cell. It's just not really, it's not your grafted queens, but for these ones, we just need to know that they have a queen. We've got another yard that basically is for like selling nukes, and so we want to make sure that those are the queens that we grafted. But anyways, I think that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching this video. Follow along for more bee adventures, and be here next time on Beekeeping with Natalie.